Hey, Greg?
Yes.
This is Arnold. Do it
Yes,
when
Arnold.
I've got it on open so I can hear you, whatever. But if I want to, I got a number here that says *9 to raise my hand. Does that work on the phone?
Yes, it does, Arnold. This is Fred. If you hit *9, I'll see that you raise your hand. But
okay.
Arnold, what you can do is if you want to mute yourself, you press *6, and then when you want to talk, just press *6 again. You don't need to raise your hand.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we would see that you're unmuted. Then you'll pop up and we'll know whoever is chairing calling you.
Okay, but if I want to raise my hand, I'll just press *9.
Correct, and I'll see it, and I'll make sure I'll let them know.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay. So you, Patrick or Janine, you just give me the word, or Greg, when you want me to start, and we can go. Oh, here's Tim Johnson.
Oh, good.
Does anybody have Tim Coyle's information, like to call or text him or something?
Well, I don't know if I do. I can look real quick.
I think I know Deborah is on the call. I don't know if she's listening, but wait a minute. Deborah is raising her hand right now to talk. Let's see what she says. Deborah, you there?
Hi, I'm sending Mr. Coyle an email, and I'm going to instruct him to call in, and I'm providing him with the PDFs of all the documents. I know last time he had an issue, so hopefully we'll resolve that. Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Deborah, if you get a phone number that he's going to call in from, so I can make sure I recognize it before I promote them, just jump on or raise your hand and let me know.
All right, let me just see real quick.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I seem to only have his email. I thought I had his cell number or something at one time, but not here now when I need it.
Is that Tim? Tim's number?
Tim Coyle,
Tim
yeah.
Coyle.
Yeah, I think I've got his number.
All right.
Can you shoot him?
His last digits are 8665.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to sign off.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Deborah.
Well,
I mean, if he's not present, then we just need to administer the oath whenever he comes in before he takes an action to vote.
We can always interject the meeting and do that oath for the 2 minutes, right?
Well, we would just, I mean, we could stop, but we could just do it at the end.
Okay, whatever, you guys let me know. I'm just here directly.
I'll stay on. I'll just shut my screen off, but I'll stay on until the end, and so this way, if he does come on at some point.
But we don't have any really regular type business
to vote on, right?
Reorg business, really, and maybe approval of minutes. I'm not even sure. I don't recall.
There's one set of minutes, and that's it.
That's it. There's no hearings or anything. So this would be a quick one.
On the oath of office, where do we drop that? Do we drop that off ourselves, or how do we do that?
Yeah, you can drop it off, Susan, or I believe you can scan it and email it as long as it's acceptable with your John Hancock.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to get started?
Sure.
All right, give me 1 second. All right, whenever you're ready, Miss Erickson, then.
Okay. Welcome to the Hillsborough Township Historic Preservation Commission meeting of January 21st, 2021. The meeting will be conducted virtually. All commission members and staff will be participating remotely. The public will be given an opportunity to participate remotely through the advertised Zoom link or optional phone numbers identified in the public meeting notice. Meeting documents have been made available at https://hillsboroughnj.civicclerk.com in accordance with the public meeting notice. I ask that we all rise for the salute to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag
flag,
United States of America,
United States of America,
to the
the
republic
republic for which it
for which it
stands,
stands, one nation,
one nation,
under God,
under
under
God.
God,
Indivisible.
indivisible,
with
liberty and justice for all.
Well,
Okay. Okay, so announcement of meeting. This meeting has been duly advertised according to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, known as the Sunshine Law. Notice of this meeting has been provided to the Hillsborough Beacon and the Courier News, to the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex, and posted on the Township's website. Additional notice has been provided to communicate that this meeting is being conducted according to the Governor's executive orders and pursuant to PL 2020 C11, which allows for meetings to be conducted electronically. I will now administer the oath of office to all newly appointed members. So I have Tim Coyle, which, oh, there he is.
I am.
Just in time. Wow. Okay. Blair Nunn, Greg Gillette, and Susan Gulliford. I'm sorry. So Tim, you're taking seat number 1, Blair seat number 5, Greg seat number 7, and Susan alternate number 2. So I will read the oath of office. I ask that those who are being sworn in raise your right hand and please repeat after me. I, state your name,
Susan
I, Tim
Gulliford,
Coyle,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
And the
and the
Constitution.
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments
To the
to the
same.
same
and to the
governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
Under the
Under
authority.
the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
and I will
that I will
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
And
and
justly.
justly
perform
all the duties of the office
All the
all the
duties
duties
of
of
the
the
office
office
of Commission Member
of Commission.
Commission member
of the Historic Preservation Commission,
of the
of the
Historic
Historic
Preservation
Preservation Commission,
Commission,
seat number,
alternate number 2,
Seat number 7.
number 5,
to the
Seat
best
one.
of my ability,
to the best of
to the
my
best of my
ability.
ability,
So help me God.
help me God.
so help me God.
there you go. Welcome aboard.
All right,
Turn it over to you, Patrick.
sure. So welcome all new members to the Historic Preservation Commission. We'll now be doing the roll call. Tim Coyle,
Here,
Tim Stallery,
Turn your mute off, Tim.
Here.
there you go. Okay. Shaya Carey,
Here.
Timothy Johnson,
Here.
Blair Nunn,
Here.
Arnold Ratty,
here,
Greg Gillette,
Here.
Guy Cunningham,
Here.
Susan Gulliford,
Here,
and Committeewoman, in this case, Erickson.
Here.
I have all present. My name is Pat Gorman. I'm from the staff of the zoning, planning and zoning department, and also present is Fred Kinsler from our IT department.
I'm here.
At this point, we'll be moving on to item number 1, which is the election of the chairman, which will be, first, someone needs to be nominated, and then we need a second motion. And I believe we can do it all, instead of doing a roll call, we're going to do all aye, and any objectors to say nay. If we do say nay, please state the name for the record. If there isn't a majority of, if the person does not get a majority, then we will have to take a revote or renomination of the person. Do I hear a nomination for?
I
chair?
would like to make the nomination for the chairman for Greg Gillette.
Let the record show that Mr. Coyle makes a nomination for Mr. Gillette as chairman. Is there a second for chairman?
I would like to second that.
Mr. Carey votes for makes a second motion for Mr. Gillette as chairman. Do we have all aye?
Aye.
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 Do we have
Aye.
seeing no nays, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Greg Gillette, welcome back as our chairman to the HPC. It's going to be a pleasure working you with again this year. I turn the meeting over to you.
Thank you. So let's move right along to election of vice chairman. So I'll give you 4 seconds to think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'll take a motion for a nomination for, or just a nomination for vice chair. Do I hear anybody nominating anybody?
I nominate Tim Coyle.
Mhm.
I don't think
I
we need a
second that
second, but I'll
nomination.
take one.
I'll second it.
Okay. Usually I ask for any other nominations. Do I hear any other nominations before we? Okay, so all in favor of Tim Coyle as vice chair, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, Tim, you're
Thank-
vice chair again. I'll give
Thank
my
you very
vacation
much.
schedule.
I hope I get the same pay as I did last year.
There you
We
go.
will.
We'll
There you
go
go.
with
It'll be less.
All right, so this is the tough one. I'll take nominations for secretary.
Tim Stallery.
You're nominating, okay, Arnold nominates Tim Stallery as secretary. That's a commendation of the great job you've done, Tim, I think.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Do I hear a second for Tim?
Am I
Or
allowed
any of
to,
the
am I allowed
nominations?
to decline the nomination?
I think you can.
Yeah, you can.
I'm
Does
supposed to
anybody
ask
else-
that first.
Does anybody else want to do it? Maybe Sherry or Blair would like
Ladies?
to be secretary.
New members should step up.
Secretary is third to chair the meeting if both me and Tim are both absent.
That's not
If you
happening.
want that power, if you want the power, you're like an officer, so you can chair the meeting. No?
Boy, I don't
Big
think
deal.
not yet.
How about
No,
Susan?
Tim, it's you, Tim. That's it.
Susan, maybe you would like to be the secretary.
I don't have enough experience.
Oh, boy.
You're a good reporter.
You're the only one with the resume for it, Susan.
Unfortunately, alternates can't be nominated for membership chair or membership.
That's right.
There you
Yes,
go. I'm
that is
only an
nice
alternate.
out.
So
All right, well, I don't want to take up any more time, so I will take the job, but I would like to eventually become our representative, our liaison to the county historic society. I attended their meeting last month. So once I can unburden myself of secretary, I would like to become the liaison to the county group.
well, okay, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later in the meeting. That's a good idea.
You can do them both, Tim.
So let's so thank you, Tim, for accepting the nomination. I don't hear any other nominations, obviously. So all in favor of Tim Stallery for secretary, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Opposed.
Opposed, okay. One, Tim, you can't oppose if it's you. So Tim is secretary. We have the rules of order. So I have to take, so the rules of order, I'll have to ask Patrick a question about the different resolutions. Is it necessary for me to read out each resolution in full, Patrick?
At this point, you can make sure that everyone has a copy of the resolution. If everyone has a copy of the resolution, they can state that they, if they have it or not. And then if anyone wants to nominate any change at that point, that they can. Otherwise, you can just take a first motion, second motion, all yes, or all who oppose or abstain.
And so we'll do each one individually, but I'm not going to read out the content of each one. These
Yeah,
were
you don't have to
these were
read it.
all mailed. Hard copies were mailed to everyone.
Right.
Yes, I
by
got mine.
Deborah.
Yes.
They're also
I have
on the civic clerk, I think it's called.
Yes.
All right, so all of them on there. If you didn't see it, so I'm gonna assume that everyone has seen it, and I'll also let you know there are no substantial changes to anything from what we normally do. So
Yeah, it is on the meetings, right? Hasn't that
Yeah,
been changed? The meeting,
The meeting date.
the meeting dates have changed from previous years
We're
in
gonna-
terms
we're
of,
gonna-
We'll
right
get
on number
that.
7, the meeting dates have changed a little bit, but we're still meeting once a month, the same type of deal. So I'll take a motion to adopt the resolution adopting the rules of order. Can I have a motion for that?
I'll motion that we adopt the rules of
Rules of order. Okay, do I hear a
rules of order.
second?
I'll
I second it.
Okay.
All right, any discussion about the rules of order? Okay,
Nope.
all in favor of rules of order, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
And,
Resolution
Mr.
designating official
Chairman,
newspapers. The official newspapers will once again be the Hillsborough Beacon and the Courier News. So do I have a resolution? Was that you, Tim?
that's mine. Resolution
Okay,
to
Tim
accept the
made a
newspaper.
motion. Do we have a second for the
Second it.
newspapers? Any discussion on the newspapers? Okay, all in favor for the newspapers, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Resolution fixing the charge for the notice of meetings. Can I hear a motion?
I
Motion
make a
to
motion, we
accept.
accept.
But,
It was Tim and Tim.
Chairman.
Okay,
Tim Coyle.
and Tim Johnson also,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. This is the schedule of meetings, the next one. So, the schedule of meetings, we're going to change it a little bit, and this might actually be a good change. It was prompted by the COVID circumstances where we're at Zoom all the time, and the last Thursday in the month conflicts with other municipal meetings, I think planning board and such, which is on the fourth Thursday. And many of ours would also be on the fourth Thursday, I think most of them. So changing it to the third Thursday is probably a good idea, and maybe not just for, not just under these circumstances, this might be a good idea. The parking will be a lot better at the municipal building on a day when there's not another big meeting, which we know sometimes parking can be tough.
Yep.
So, having said that, can I take a motion for to set the meeting schedule?
I make a motion to accept the change of the resolution to accept the scheduled meetings.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we'll talk about Tim's other suggestion in the regular meeting, but for this meeting we're at the end of the reorg meeting, so I'll take a.
Greg?
Yes.
Right, number 8, the resolution of the open meeting
Oh, I'm sorry, I
policy.
forgot it. I forgot, sorry. We're gonna do that one. Thank you. See, I was testing. Susan should be secretary.
Exactly, Susan.
That's a secretary move.
Yeah, that is. Too bad she's an alternate. Okay, resolution,
See that getting changed.
adopting the open meeting policy as required by the state of New Jersey. Can I have a motion to adopt the open meeting policy?
I make motion.
Second.
That's Tim and Tim. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Susan, go ahead.
I had sent a note to Deborah earlier today because the wording of it on the change where it says to attend, I had mentioned I thought that participate might be a better term because attend seemed to imply physical attendance. But Deborah let me know that the options had been discussed and they had decided to stay with attend for all the boards, not just to have one being different than the other. So I did just want to bring that up. I really thought to stay, have the public to participate, but it was a township decision.
It's not a bad idea. I think at Board of Ed, we do use the word participate in our language for meetings, but I understand attend also if it fits in better with the with everything else we're doing. So I understand the decision.
Yeah,
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor of adopting the open meeting policy, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, now we're at adjournment. So without anything else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'm making a motion to adjourn.
Arnold, second. Anyone want a second?
Yes.
I'll second that motion. I'd
All right,
just like to say to all the new members, make sure that you save all these new things that we voted on in a folder, because they do come in handy later on during the course of the year.
Thank you, Tim. So we're going to go to so I'm all in favor of adjourning this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Motion passes. We're adjourned from this meeting. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Ms. Erickson.
6:52 p.m.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You want 5 minutes and go to the next meeting, or do you just want to roll right into it?
I think I have maybe 1 minute, unless you have to do something, Patrick. I'll give 1 minute to get my papers in order.
Sure.
Okay, so let me see. I don't think there's much on the regular meeting, but just let me get it up. And thank you, Susan. Good catch.
Hey, Greg, on the chapter 188,
We're in
land use
recess.
and development that was
We're in
included in this,
recess.
there haven't been any changes, right?
Whoa, stop.
Oh,
stop.
we'll talk about that in the meeting, because that might be business.
Okay.
Wait 1
Thank
second.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to start the meeting again.
I paused, this is Fred, I paused the recording, so.
Okay. So,
Okay.
even so, that
Yes.
question might be substantive to our business.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not just hey, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't believe we started this meeting so late. That's not business. But a question
Luckily,
about
there's nothing on the agenda.
So,
Right.
Are you ready? Are you ready to start, Greg?
Okay,
right.
I'm set. I'm set. I got my
All right.
thing.
You're all set. Go ahead.
Thank you. Welcome to the
7:53 p.m.
welcome to the Hillsborough Township Historic Preservation Commission regular meeting for Thursday, January 21st, 2021. This meeting is conducted virtually. This meeting, the public will be given an opportunity to participate remotely through the advertised Zoom link or optional phone number identified in the public meeting notice. Application documents have been made available at the Civic Clerk website in accordance with the public meeting notice. We'll do the salute again. Do we do the salute again, Patrick?
Yes.
All right, let's rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the
Pledge
flag
allegiance
Aye.
to the
the United States of
States of America,
and
to the republic which stands
stands
one
nation
under God,
God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
Justice for all.
All right, good. This meeting has been duly advertised according to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, Sunshine Law. Notice of this meeting has been provided to the Hillsborough Beacon and Courier News, provided to the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board of the Township Municipal Complex, and posted on the Township's website. Additional notice has been provided to communicate that this meeting is being conducted according to the Governor's executive orders and pursuant to Public Law 2020 C11, which allows for meetings to be conducted electronically. I'll ask Mr. Stallery, you have the paper, Mr. Stallery, to call?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Coyle,
Here.
Mr. Stollery here. Ms. Urcuri,
Here.
Mr. Johnson,
Here.
Ms. Nunn,
Here.
Mr. Ratty,
Here.
Chairman Gillette,
Here.
Guy Cunningham,
Here.
Susan Gulliford,
Here,
Olivia Holmes. Okay, Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Also, I'll note also participating in the meeting is from the planning office, Patrick Gorman, and from the IT staff, Fred Kinsley. Okay, we have meeting minutes from the December meeting. They were in your packet. They're also on the civic clerk if you had a chance to look at those. If you haven't, take like 30 seconds now or so, or however much you need. And when you're ready, I'll take a motion to approve the December minutes. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
okay, Greg, I already sent a note to Deborah about just a misspelling on Miss Holmes' first name, which is going to be corrected.
Oh, within the minutes?
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't catch that. Thank you.
Hey, you put an editor in, you know.
Right. It's
You're
good. We need that.
You're just digging yourself a deeper hole, Susan. You're the secretary. Once we get you.
I can see next year I'm not going to be an alternate, right?
No.
That's right. May not
Tim's
wait
gonna
till
make-
next year.
Tim's going to make sure.
So before we have any other discussion on the minutes, I have to have a motion.
I make a motion to accept.
Do I have
I
a second?
second it.
Well,
Okay.
Second it.
So the motion would be for with the correction of the name.
Yes. So for motion with the correction as Susan outlined with Olivia's name corrected.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion on the December minutes? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I have to abstain. I wasn't at the meeting,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
I'm
You don't have
abstaining
to,
as
but-
well.
Okay. Tim abstain. Note that. Make a note of that, Tim.
Okay, Tim.
You and Tim abstain. It's not required necessarily to abstain, but it's a practice that many people,
They're
Do it
just not
these days.
eligible. They're just not eligible to vote.
right. Yeah, there you go. Right. So, good. So we have, we did the, let me get back to the agenda. Okay. Business from the floor for, it's not on the agenda. Since we don't have anything on the agenda, I'll go to, I'll ask Mr. Kinzer if there's any public present that has anything to discuss or anything.
Chairman, there is no one on from the public.
All right. Any other items of discussion from commissioners that we need to discuss? Seeing nobody here, we're seeing here right now. Let's go to Tim's item from earlier. Is that a good idea, Tim Stallery?
Yeah.
So the Somerset County Historical Society is a private group. It's not a governmental group, but there's no governmental not necessity. What was I going to say? There's something that precludes us from having a liaison or somebody, or creating a committee of one, or however we want to do it, to have someone be a liaison to that group. So I think that's a good idea if Tim wants to do that. We don't need anybody to nominate you from the Township Committee or something to do that. It's not a governmental.
How often do they meet, Tim?
I think, I don't know. maybe, I think once a month, but that's just an assumption. But I will tell you that they have been asking about us for a while. And it just so happened the last meeting, there was a lot of Hillsborough stuff going on. Vanderveer Harris House. A member of the commission is a Hillsborough resident, Donetta Johnson.
I didn't know she was a member of that.
What's that?
I didn't know she was a member of that. That's
Yeah, well,
interesting.
she just became a member. So I
Okay.
think this was her first meeting. So I just happened to go on it because I'm friendly with Ricky Masson, who writes for the Montgomery paper, and he keeps me updated on Montgomery things going on. And he has reminded me about, hey, Hillsborough folks, they're looking for somebody from Hillsborough to come to these meetings. So I went, and it was I'm glad I did. I did
Well,
not
meetings
say
are meetings open to the public?
yes.
Hey, Greg.
Yes, Arnold.
Greg, are we talking about the historic society for the county, or are we talking about the thing that comes as part of the commission? What are we talking about?
No,
The society.
So
The
Tim
society,
Stallery
okay.
is not talking about. He's not talking about the Somerset County Cultural and Heritage Commission.
No, I
That
Okay.
would require an
He's
appointment.
talking about the society,
I'm
which
not
is
talking
private.
about the
We're not talking
society. I'm
about
talking
that.
about the
Yeah,
We're
right.
talking
I
about a
got you.
private organization. They
Yeah,
meet
right.
over at that house in Bridgewater. What's the name of that?
Yeah.
hello. Time out, Greg.
No.
I am talking about the County Historic and Cultural Commission. I'm not talking about the society that.
Oh, you
meets
are
at-
talking about the cultural.
That's what I thought he was talking about.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm going to take back everything I just said.
Okay, well, I'll unrecord what you just said.
Excuse me. I have full. I thought for sure you were talking about the
Society.
historical, because you know why? It fooled me because we had a text conversation earlier today about the society.
Well,
Correct.
okay, I'm glad we cleared that up. And Arnold,
Yeah.
thank you. That's a good heads up by you, Arnold.
Yeah, good.
Thank you, Arnold. I got fooled because we had Tim and I had a discussion today about the Somerset County Historical Society. I thought it was the same thing. Okay, so to be Hillsborough's representative on the Somerset County Cultural Heritage Commission requires an appointment by one of the governing bodies. I think by the county. They could do that at the request of our township committee, I believe.
That's right.
Okay, so at least once I know what we're talking about, I know how it works.
Greg, it's Patrick. This might be something you might want to bring to the attention of our liaison for further guidance on this.
Yeah, so I think what we should do is contact Olivia Holmes. She's still going to be the regular liaison, correct?
I think it's a share. I think they're co-sharing this year. So,
Okay.
or forward it to me or whoever, but or Mr. Maskey, and we can make it help push it along if need be.
All right. So that just requires the county to appoint you, and I just think they need to have your name proffered up, or whatever you want to call it, by our township committee, which I don't think should be a problem if we give our endorsement to you, Tim.
Okay.
Any discussion from any members about that? Now that I got it straight.
Tim, just one question. Is that with Kathy Fuchs from
Fox.
Southbound?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kathy Fox is on it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because she also inquired about my, my joining also, but I'm just tied up with so many other things with the firehouse and other things, so. But congratulations if you go.
Okay. Thank you.
So we for years, this was the post held in Hillsborough by Susan knows, Linda.
I'm sorry, it was done by what? Linda?
Anderson?
What's your name? Do you remember? I can't remember her name.
No,
Anyway.
I never covered the
Oh, you
county.
know her when I remember it. Anyway, so, okay, so I think that's good. We'll contact, Township Committee and get that done pronto. Sounds good? Okay.
Great, sounds good.
Any other items not on the, agenda?
Well, so the Vanderbilt Harris house came up in that conversation. Anybody know what's happening there?
Yeah, they voted or they received additional funding for the repairs, and I apologize, I wrote down notes, but I can't find them at the moment. But it's still happening, and basically Mr. Maskey is, you know, he's the contact person for that. And I was wondering about it, you know, with the passing of Marion, but apparently the folks downtown are doing right by Vanderveer Harris House, but we, as the commission, we really should become more involved. And so that's what I took away from that meeting. Ricky even texted me and said, boy, good thing you came to this meeting. Half of it was Hillsborough. And to think that it's the first time a Hillsborough resident has attended that meeting in a number of years. It's been a while. And I never said a word. I didn't say I was from Hillsborough. My name was up there, but I never said who I was. So I guess next time.
Yeah, so Linda Anderson was the representative, Linda Anderson. For
Linda was,
many years.
That's right.
And did they ever contact us about, sending someone over?
I don't know, Greg. Have they ever reached out?
Not lately. I was also on the representative for about a year, a long time ago, over a decade ago. I can barely remember it, to tell you the truth. I don't know if I'm losing it or what, but it was well over a decade ago. I did it for about a year and then stepped back from it because of school board and what have you. But I don't think after I did it, I don't think anyone else has done it since from Hillsborough has an appointment to that. As far as the Vanderbilt Harris house goes, Tim Johnson, and whoever else is asking about it, Dave Maskey did give us an update on it, but it's been almost 2 years since he gave this commission a full update on it. But he gave a good update to us about a little less than 2 years ago, I think. And I'm sure he'd be happy to give us another update exactly where they're at in the plan. They have a strategic plan for it, and where they're at with the funding and what they're up to.
We really should be part of any discussion that happens with this, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it does.
I agree.
Well, now we will be now.
I guess we have to go through the county to come back home.
Or we could just.
Well, it is within. Yeah.
Maybe
Yes,
Greg,
Tim.
maybe you could send a note to Mr. Maskey to say, hey, it came up in our meeting.
It's time for an update.
Yeah, let's have an update on Vanderveer Harris.
Yeah, he'll be happy to do it. He'll be happy to do it, whether he wants to give her, written thing or pop in for, I don't know if he's probably busy doing these things, but look, I'll contact him. I'm sure he'll be happy to. He has no problem with updating us on the house.
We could help him with that if it's something that, is kind of I'd be willing to help with that.
I understand the sentiment. I kind of agree with you on it. It is.
Yeah, Greg?
So everybody, in the packet that that Deborah sent also has the ordinance, our ordinance in there that sort of like the charter that this thing runs under, and it does have specific duties, but also some general duties of the promotion of history and preservation and things like that are in there, and things like the house would could fall under that to the extent that Township Committee wants to involve the Historic Commission with it. It certainly falls under the, for lack of a better word, the charter of the commission. So I'm glad to see that work is being done. A few years ago, maybe about 3 years ago now, I went down to the county and picked up one of those giant checks, what they give you. I went as the representative for Hillsborough and brought back down the big giant check for like $300,000, whatever it was at that time. But I'm glad to see the money still coming in for it.
Hey, Greg?
Yes, Arnold.
Yeah, you know, the Vanderbilt house, that's governed by a society. That's what's her name, Marion, was ahead of, was
Oh, I
the,
think it was.
But not
they're
any
all
longer
gone.
though, Arnold.
was that dissolved?
I don't know if their society was Friends of the Vanderbilt Harris House was the society. I'm not sure if that was dissolved. I don't want to speak on that, but the Township Committee is driving the restoration now with the
Okay.
and receiving funding through the state, through the county.
Yeah,
And the
right.
county is, look, the county is very high on that house. They have been for a while. The county
Right.
preservation people, they want to see it. They want to see it as like a jewel of Hillsborough. They want to see coming down Route 206 and seeing the house as you come down and onto the bypass, I guess. So
Yep. Okay, maybe since the county's taken it over or whatever, because when Tim mentioned that they have just received new funding a while back, they hadn't spent most of the money that they had earlier. So when you get an update from
Mr. Maskey.
Yeah, you ought to get some kind of a financial statement of where everything stands.
Well, to the extent that he can provide that, yeah, sure.
Well, he should be able to. If they just got new funding, they must be able to account for it somehow.
Right. It's not 100%. There's township committees involved also, but yeah, he had no problem last time giving a complete rundown of it. So I
Okay,
I
good.
don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
Anything else on the Vanderbilt Harris House or anything else? That kind of falls under committee reports, new business and old business. I guess I'll have one more from me. I reported, I think at one of the meetings at the end of the year, that the 250th anniversary, I'm calling it the advisory committee, did meet. The three members from here are on that. It's me and Susan and Arnold. We're going to meet the second time coming up. I think it's next week. Susan.
27th.
Yes.
Wednesday.
Yes, it's next
27th.
week. I got a thing from Pam. It's next. I don't know. I have it written down here somewhere.
It's the 27th. It's in person also.
Yes, you can go in person, spaced out, and some of us will be.
So to speak.
Some of us will be spaced out in the municipal, in the multipurpose room with masked up and spaced out.
Right.
To talk about the plans for 250th.
Yeah,
so
it's at 1 o'clock.
So that I'm going to say that for our purposes of this commission, me and Susan and Arnold is sort of a committee within this commission to report back on what's happening with that, for anything that we would like to know or have ideas about for plans as far as historic stuff goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I told Pam that I'll be there.
Good job, Arnold.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah.
Yes,
Greg?
Arnold. Yes.
Yeah. Do you know? Just, I mean, I go by it all the time and see there's still a big pile of stuff. The old Diamond Jim Brady place. Was there ever the prosecutor's office ever determine how that burned down or what happened?
I personally have not heard anything, and unlike last time, I'm not going to comment.
Yeah, no, okay. Because I was just wondering what the status or what's going to happen. Who would be the one to contact, or what's going to happen next with that land or clearing it or whatever?
Arnold, it's still under investigation.
So can we
still under investigation? Okay, good.
Tim, can we sort of make you as the to keep your eyes and ears open about that, because this commission is going to be asking about that. So can you sort of be the point person to report?
Yeah, I will.
On that.
I will.
That's what I do. Yes, I will.
Who are you asking?
Tim Coyle.
Oh, Tim Coyle. Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
No, he's got the inside line, so we'll let him be our mouthpiece.
Yeah, this could be for Tim to report to us on. Good. Anything else with the other places? Nothing else?
I think
NESHANIC Hotel, everything's the same status quo.
just, where do we drop off or get back our oath of office? Just
So
bring it down a minute.
Patrick said earlier, before you got on, Tim, that you can bring it by, the planning office or the clerk's office, or you can, if you can scan it well, where it's nice and clean and legible, and email it, you can do that also.
Okay.
Right, I got that right, Patrick?
Yeah, that'd be fine. So either to myself or to Deborah.
Right.
Okay, excellent.
That goes for me too. I see we have Ms. Nunn who hasn't said anything, so I want to welcome Ms. Nunn. Do you want to say anything?
No, I'm just trying to keep up with everything.
Right. So we had a couple of new members in 2020, and it kind of was terrible because we didn't meet in person except for the first couple of meetings, and Shari and Susan were not those meetings because they were not appointed yet, so they've never met in person. It's a much better meeting in person,
right?
And I think not only is we do the business, which is mostly unlike tonight, it's mostly hearing applications, hearing testimony, and voting on applications to do with mostly people's residences and what they want to do with them if they're listed on her historic site list. But there's also some camaraderie. I think at least a little bit. Tim, I hope there's still some camaraderie.
Well, once upon a time, anyway.
Once upon a time.
There's always
for another
great
chapter.
camaraderie.
There's some unity. I hope we get some unity going.
Yeah, they've always liked when I've shown up at their meetings.
Yes, yes. All right. So with
Yeah.
that, if there's nothing else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. If there's nothing else.
Can I just bring up one thing?
Yes, Tim.
Again?
The subcommittee that you're on for the birthday, how can I don't want to be on it, but can I get updates from that so I can add some suggestions? So
I think what we'll do is either me or Susan or Arnold should report back on that to this commission. It's not, so the way I don't think it's a public meeting type of committee. I think it's a committee of the governing body.
Okay.
So I don't think that's, Patrick might know more about this law type stuff, but I think that's not open to the public. There's two township committee members there, and they've made a committee of their governing body.
It's a committee for the 250th anniversary. It's not a governing body committee per se. It's just an advisory committee or steering committee of how they want it to go.
Right, but it's not. But the meetings are not public meetings because it's their.
No, they're not.
As far as
it's a committee.
It's a committee it's a committee of the township committee to advise the township committee on the 250th anniversary. So it's not a public thing, but we can still report on it. I mean, I can let you know. I think we can report back to you. I don't think there'll be a problem, but I'll check.
Yeah,
but Greg,
because I have quite honestly, I had forgotten that it was coming up this quick until I got that email from Olinda Young from the society. So, I have some ideas. I would love to share them with you, and you could say that's stupid or that's great.
I think
Greg,
ideas, Tim.
Greg?
Yes, Arnold.
Yeah, I suggest, being that it is not open, but I would suggest that Tim could contact the liaison or the contact for all this is Pam Borak.
Okay.
Yeah, Pam is right. Pam is sort of the secretary of that advisory.
Yeah, committee. And I'm sure if Tim contacted her from time to time, that she'd give him any information that he needed.
Perfect. And one other suggestion, idea, if any of you new folks want to really move ahead in this particular commission, if you change your name to Tim, I can guarantee
what is the Tim stuff?
You will be
Tim.
I want to talk about camaraderie. We're going to start a Facebook group.
Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Yes, Susan.
I do want to ask what I started to ask before. The chapter 188 land use and development that was included in the packet is just informational, right? There's no changes or anything that,
There's no changes.
okay,
But that's informational for, this is sort of the charter that we're operating under. So
okay.
It's good to have it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything in it, like a
No.
misspelling or something, you know.
Yeah.
Susan.
All right.
A comma, a semicolon, you know how those things are.
Sounds like a secretary to me.
Can't be one.
Right. Okay. So I think we've taken enough time for Patrick's time and Mr. Kinsler's time. So and without anything else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second it.
All right. That was Tim Coyle and Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right. See you guys next month.
Stay safe and
Thank you,
get your
guys.
vaccine.
February 18th.
See ya.
Yes. Thank you. The third.